Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Juggernaut, and these will be my first impressions of a brand new turn-based, hex-based strategy game. We'll get to the combat and the gameplay in a bit. It's kind of difficult to explain. It's like a mix of several different games I can think of. But basically, this is a brand new strategy game set in the Roman expansion into Iberia. So ancient Roman expansion into Iberia times, if that makes any sense. Essentially, the name Numantia refers to the city of Numantia in what is modern-day, like, northeastern-ish Hispania, right? So, let's get down to it. First of all, I have a issue with this game in that when you go into the army selection screen with a mouse and keyboard, it doesn't work. So, usually I start off with the positives, and believe me, there are plenty of those. I absolutely love this game so far, but there is this issue, and I hope to God it will be resolved as soon as possible, because other than that, the game is just really, really good. So, here's what we're going to do. I did start off a campaign, and because of that bug, I had to end the campaign, not knowing that I can play on the gamepad, so it never saved. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the arena really quickly. I'm going to show you the combat, and I'm going to be joining, of course, the Roman army. For sake of clarity and full disclosure, I was given this game free by the developers, and I was told, could you please make a video on this? Well, yeah, I was told, here's your free copy, we'd appreciate it if you make a video. It was something along those lines. Basically, I got the game for free, and they asked me to make a video, if I were so inclined to do, which I clearly am. But it's just for the sake of clarity and transparency. I was not financially compensated for this. I was not told what to say about the game. This is all just my free opinion, right? Okay, so this is the screen I'm talking about. If I move the mouse right now, it will all go to hell. So which is why I'm playing it on the Xbox 360 controller. That's my only gripe with the game. That's my only issue. On to the good. Okay, so first of all, they offered me a game which is set in the late Roman Republic times. They know me too well. Look, there's two types of games I will never refuse to cover. Ones that involve Romans and ones that involve 40k. So, yeah, there you go. Let's set up our army, shall we? I will set it up somewhat historically with 2 Astartes, 2 Principes, and 1 Triarii. And that's my melee line. Alright, cavalry. Rome wasn't exactly infamous for its cavalrymen. So let's put some equites in, and have that be more or less it. Archers, now these we do want. Velites are really good. We'll get a pair of those. Actually, we'll get 3 of those, and we'll get 1 unit of Greek arch. No, we won't. No, we won't. That's everything we can have. All right. I can have elephants, which, yeah, I don't want to have elephants now. Standard bearer. Ooh, we need to have a standard bearer. I'm sorry. Sod off. We're getting a standard bearer. Religion. Of course, we're gonna have a standard bearer. All right. There we go. Okay, that it? Yes. Go to battle? Yeah. Pretty sure we can go to battle with this. I think I accidentally put it on easy instead of hard or normal, which I probably should put it on. Try again. Should have put it on normal. All right, there we go. So we set up our legion somewhat historically. Now we get to deploy everything. You'll see this kind of reminds you of a Total War strategy game, right? It does, but it's turn-based and hex-based combat. This, like, the closest I can think of is Civilization, right? That's the closest analog to this game that I could have thought of, was basically Civilization 5. I guess Civilization 4 works as well, but Civilization 5 is more contemporary. Civ 6 I haven't played that much, and it's very different to all the others, so I can't really say that. At any rate, we're going to put our Triarii in the back. We're going to put, even though this is not the most effective strategy for the game, to put your weakest units at the front, this is how the Romans did it, and by God, this is how we're going to do it. Standard Bearer is going to be behind all of these. Actually, no, it does make sense to organise troops like this, because Romans get a bonus from being close together. I'll tell you what, this is a strategy I often used in the original Rome Total War. Put the Prickopes at front, and then the Hastati at the back. Isn't it usually, you know, the opposite? Yes, but it's a video game. And if your units start running, they don't have the common sense to go, oh, right, this is the strategy, we're supposed to run away. Well, at least in that game. Alright, these villages from here need to move back, and these equidates need to go forward. Actually, these equidates can go forward as well. Are we ready? I think we're ready. Okay. So, how does the combat work? The most important part of the game, arguably. There is base building as well. Not really base building, but there is sort of like base managing as well and conquering territories and stuff like that. Though it's not that key and important, shall we say. I'm getting devastated from the front. Alright, so 2 units of cavalry on the side. We need to engage those, but I would rather not engage them with these units. Question, can I engage with... Oh, yes, I can. So, you'll see on the left, there is initiative. Obviously, cavalry goes first, because, well, obviously, they're bloody cavalry, right? They're the most initiative. Then in the order that you see on the left. You can't change that order, because it's sort of like the initiative system from every Dungeons & Dragons game, except you don't roll for initiative here. These sort of units have natural initiative. That said, this is how the combat works. Hex-based, you select a unit, you move them, and then you tell them where to face. Now in this case, I'm going to be attacking in that direction, so they're going to face that way. Where your units face is vital. Okay, it is absolutely vital to have them facing the right way, which sounds incredibly obvious when you say it out loud, but trust me, you'd be surprised. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to run down their skirmish lines with our Equitari cavalry. And as you can see, we're doing fairly well. Now, this entire numbers system is quite reminiscent of... ouch. Okay, ouch. Is quite... reminds me quite a lot of the old sort of turn-based hex-based strategy games, usually set in World War II. I forget the name of them, but they're pretty old games whereby you'd simply, you know, command one of the factions in World War II and move through a map with a variety of units from airplanes to tanks to infantry, and they would have their stats and they would battle like basically like that, numbers. This is sort of like that, but ancient Rome and ergo infinitely cooler. Now I've just realised I've sort of trapped my unit here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the turn. And I've trapped these guys behind those. Yeah, so historical accuracy, all for it, but not the greatest, tactically greatest thing I've ever done. That I will admit. Okay, next unit, here we go. Yes, you, there we go. Alright. Butcher them. There we go. Perhaps I should deploy all my units in Phalanx. Slightly later Roman Republic than you might think. Perhaps I should deploy all my units in a tortoise formation, considering the amount of slingers the enemy has, and they kept most of their frontal infantry in the back, making it not very much frontal infantry, but yeah, you get the point. So there you go. That's basically the game, to all intents and purposes. Now we're going to take out this unit of slingers entirely. I believe they should have broken by now, I think, but I don't really have them surrounded per se. Alright, the standard bearer, what can you do? Not much, I'm afraid, but you can move to there. Increase morale of everyone and everything. Let's take a look at the units, by the way. There you go. See? The might of the Roman Legion at War. The unit details are actually fairly nice, and for the most part, historically accurate. Actually, I'll need to check on that really quickly. Where can I... Ah, there we go, that's the button. Yeah, this is surprisingly mostly historically accurate. I say surprisingly because most of these games don't really do justice to the actual units historically, but no, this is pretty much it. Triarii Spearmen. These are Hastati. Yes, they used to have spears for the most part, and short swords for later. Equites look good. Yeah, the units look really, really nice. Even if they are not, I guess even if finite detail regarding units isn't that important at this stage, considering. But yeah, so essentially from here on out, I only have words of praise for this game. I'm gonna go ahead and engage these guys. I'd like to use my own Velites if at all possible, but this is sort of the melee troops phase for now. Now I wouldn't like to have you engage, but I would like you to do that. Alright, so shield wall, kind of. Not really a shield wall, but it's like kind of a shield wall. Alright, let's do that with you. You have more health. I will lose stamina and morale while doing it, but mind you, so will the enemy. Alright, so you've finished your turn. You have not. I would like to get around these, but let's see what we can do. Yeah, let's move you there. Let's do that. You'll boost the morale of everything around you, one would assume. Okay, Principes are done. Other Principes are done. These Hastati are done. You finish your turn as well, and you finish your turn as well. It's left to these Hastati over here. And I will move you right there, facing that way. And try and get around the enemy right there. Alright, and I end my turn like a Yu-Gi-Oh game. So, is the game worth your attention? Obviously, I'm sort of fanboying over the entire Roman aspect of it, but is the game in itself, you know, the core gameplay features and everything, is it worth your attention? I would say it's deceptively simple. There are a lot of elements to this gameplay, and they're not gimmicks, right? Sorry, they're actual gameplay elements, which is really, really important, and it's really, really good. So there we go. Go through that gap in there and engage the slingers in the rear. Great work. What do we do now? What do we do with this unit? I can sort of do the same thing, but leave them vulnerable to an attack from the rear. On this side. Or no, you know, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have so much movement allowance. We're gonna do that, and I'm gonna get rid of these slingers. Stop doing anything because my cavalry are somewhat weakened. There you go. Are they dead entirely? Yes, they are. Okay. Now come our Velites, and I think I'll be actually able to use them for once. As the battle sort of opened up, as it were. Now that is incredibly painful. That just wiped out one of my units, practically. And so did that. And so did that. Actually, are they entirely dead? Functionally, yes. Okay. Move you here and have you throw spears at the Iberian cavalry. Velites seem, well, not Velites, but ranged units in general seem a little bit too powerful. I mean, the fact that 2 volleys can wipe out almost like an entire unit seems a bit, I don't know. You already have a limit on the amount of melee units you could put in an army. I don't think ranged units need to be that powerful, but it's a bit of a balancing thing, and it's not really major, and it's things that can easily change. I just switch around the values a little bit. Okay, who do we have next? This Triaria unit. I don't need to go around anymore. I have 3 units there already. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get you going over there. Form up perhaps a firmer front line, if you will. So they are out of morale at this stage. I don't expect them to die. So yeah, there we go. Graphically, is there anything to say about the game? It's fairly simple. It's not bad looking, but it's fairly simple, and I don't really see anything necessarily wrong with that. The game can be simple and still be rather pretty, so yeah, that's fine to me. What's this? Fine, let's do it. I have no idea what you just did, but let's do it. You'll notice, by the way, that units have certain abilities on the lower right-hand corner of the screen, and these abilities do various things. Problem is, I'm not exactly sure what some of them do, as I've not played too much of this game, but yeah. Alright, there we go. I seem to be getting the better of these bloody Celts. They're Iberians, no. They're Celtiberians. Derived from the word Celt and Iberian. You want a translation? Celts in Iberia. There you go. Although, fair enough, they do have a lot less in common with the Iberians. Sorry, with the Celts from modern-day France and Asia Minor and stuff like that. So you would be right to an extent if you say not really the most Celtic of Celts. Okay, let's see. I'm focusing a lot on the gameplay. I'm not focusing a lot on what I should be doing, which is giving first impressions. But I think this is the sort of game where you just look at it and you know what to expect, right? You know whether you'd be interested in something like this. There is a campaign mode, which I probably should have said at the beginning of the video. Sorry about that. There is a campaign, and it's pretty damn good. It's a pretty damn good campaign. It follows the story of several Roman legionnaires in the Numantian campaign, hence the name of the game. Or, alternatively, you can go the other route, which is the barbarians, and you can play a campaign with them too, so you also have that sense of replayability as well. So 2 factions in this campaign. Problem is, the game, well, problem. Yeah, I guess it is in some way a problem. The game's rather short. As in, my biggest problem with it is, 1, that bug, and 2, there isn't more of it. So yeah, basically, thumbs up for this. Fantastic game, absolutely love it, and yeah. There you go. But nerf the range units. Nerf the range units, definitely. Look at that. He just did 5, and yeah, that is. Whoa. Attack them. I have a plan, a cunning plan. Actually, no, my plan makes a lot more sense than I thought. Wow, good work. No, seriously, my plan makes a load of sense. They're cavalry, they're stationary, and yes, I should be doing more damage against them. There you go, my plan is about to make a whole load of sense. There you go. Do that, with no morale. You should get some by beating them, right? Hey, there you go, you get morale. Totally what I planned, and not a coincidence in the slightest. Take on these Scutati. Shame on you for copying what we're doing. Seemed like the brightest option in retrospect. Oh, we can focus fire them down. If we have any velites by the end of the turn left, that is. Oh, this is gonna be a tight battle. They're doing way too much damage on the other flank. Okay, do it. Get in there. Flank them. There you go. Good work. Yeah, you also get this sort of feedback when attacking, whether it's a good idea or a bad idea, which is helpful, though. I mean, it's at times fairly obvious and you should know, but it is helpful. Okay, so I want you to move there, and I want you to attack them lot. The thing is, they're annoying and they should die. Though that said, apparently they're the strongest unit alive, so hey. I'm also going to move this guy over here, basically to be cannon fodder. He has loads of health. Don't need for him to be any, like, isolated or anything. Frontal fighting against the Scutati, not greatest idea I ever had, but if we engage with 2 units, suddenly the bad idea becomes slightly less bad. Yeah, almost. In a way. There we go, that's enough for this turn, I think. Let's see what the barbarians do. Of course, they're only like 60 damage with a half-dead unit. Tells me I should have put more skirmishers in my ranks, but hey. I mean, also look at that. Absolute heresy. There we go, that's better. Much better, actually. I believe we've completely and utterly broken them. Slingers took out an entire horse regiment. By the way, the cavalry is designed to counter these skirmishers. You can tell how well I'm doing that. Not to say that I'm a perfect player or anything, but yeah, that's in fact quite the opposite. I'm playing rather terribly at the moment, but hey. Fire on them. There you go. And you are on them too. Okay, there we go. We're melting away their numbers. And then we're going to do this. Hopefully murder them all. There you go, you too. That was a really good turn for me. Okay. That was a terrible turn for me, but, you know. A bit of this and a bit of that, as you do. Okay, now, you're dead. So, I mean, you will be dead eventually, yes? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and flank around you over here and do that. As it turns out, that was brilliant. I'm going to flank around here and do that to you. Hopefully murdering these slingers once and for all. With 2 soldiers. Yes, 1 man can make a difference. Now let's pretend I didn't steal that straight out of a video game from several years ago. Like 10, well, 10 years ago. When did Call of Duty, when did the original Call of Duty come out? I'm getting old. At any rate, cannon fodder? No, attacking fodder. Yes, hit them over the head with your giant eagle. I'm sure that's a strategy the Romans were quite fond of. Hey, look. If it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid anymore, right? Make sense? Makes sense to me. Am I sort of sacrificing these units? Possibly. Sacrifice for the greater good, though. Ultimately, my job is to beat the enemy, not survive with as many units as possible. I think I'm doing a rather stellar job at surviving. For now, at least. There you go. Beat another unit. Equitari. There is a unit of those things over there, right? Yeah, there is. Engage them. I have 2 horsemen left. Yeah, that was pretty good. Pretty good. Fairly high morale considering the losses. No, you're engaged in combat now. You cannot run away. But apparently you can do more damage to a starting unit than... whatever. Morale of my troops could be a bit of an issue. And by a bit of an issue, I mean it could be absolutely crippling them down, but hey. Okay. Can we murderize all of them this turn? Potentially. Potentially. Do it. Not yet. Kill them. They need to die. I'm sure that'll happen eventually. Pulling off some great turns and maneuvers. It's just that it's not getting it done just yet. Come on. This is the turn where it happens. I can feel it. I just realised how big of a problem that unit of shieldmen is going to be. Shielded... Actually, spearmen. Yeah. I thought Scutari was going to be like sword and shield, but... in my defense, mostly was. Yeah, this needs to happen. We need to engage them. We need to get rid of them. That was pretty good. I have so much health left, though. Yeah, playing on easy and still losing. Shush. Mind you, my army composition was not ideal, so hey. And this is like the 5th or 6th battle I'm ever fighting, so shush. There we go. Now, all that's left is you on this flank. Hopefully we can free up the Equites to engage the... Never mind. Like that. Hit him over the head with a giant golden statue. Excellent. I should have brought more of these standard bearers. They're surprisingly the most effective unit on the map. And flank these guys from the rear, which do a lot of damage. Equites are also... well... still messing around with the slingers, but hopefully that'll be the end of it. Yeah, there we go, finally. The Velites... I mean, which one of these has less health? This one, eh? Do it. Oh, that one. And there's only one left, so expect miracles. From you, though, I kind of do. Yeah, there you go. Good. And now we can move the Triarii from this angle. And there are quite a few of those. They can do a lot of damage, hopefully. Yeah, that's a decent bit of damage. And we still have the general, the commander or whatever he is, Centurion, I think. Do 96, wow. Alright, yep, that's the end of the game. There you go. So, what do I think of the game ultimately now that's like my final verdict, even though I did say it quite a few times in around the halfway point of this video, the sort of impressions part ended and the meat of the gameplay began. I definitely recommend it. I definitely recommend it. I think a little bit of balancing is due to the range units. If I brought 2 more or even 1 more Velite, I think that would have gone a lot more smoothly. It's deceptively simple in that, oh, it's just like a hex base and you move units around and you kill stuff. You sort of do that in the Total War games, except it's not a hex, it's, you know, a thing, but it's basically, you know, more or less similar, right? And Total War games are much beloved, and I think this should be too. It's like a turn-based alternative to them. And it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. I love the game. Perhaps I'm not being the most objective sort my affinity to Roman history and all that good stuff. Perhaps I never claimed to do the greatest first impressionist or reviewer or whatever. Perhaps, but I do think the game's absolutely fantastic, genuinely. To make of that what you will. But I totally recommend it. There'll be a link for the game down in the description to Steam. You can pick it up, and yeah. There you go. You can pick 2 campaigns. See. Not going to spoil any of the campaign or anything. I'm going to leave that for you to explore. These are all the extras. I believe these are collectibles you can find through the game. I haven't yet to find anything. So yeah, there you go. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. If you like the game, give it a shot on Steam. And like I said, a link will be in the description. Like and subscribe down below if you enjoyed this video and want to stay tuned with the rest of the content that I produce on this channel. Yeah, just great game. Great game. Yeah, have fun. Take care, bye-bye, and I'll see you in the next video, hopefully.